If you're suffering a heart attack, every second counts. So knowing what symptoms to look for can literally be the difference between life and death.
And in the next minute and a half, you'll hear tips from the experts at Southwest Washington Medical Center that could save your life.
Classic symptoms of a heart attack would include like a crushing or a fist-like sensation in the center of the chest.
It's the moment when your heart stops getting the oxygen-rich blood it depends on. The reasons for a heart attack vary, and Dr. Mike Subocz, a cardiologist at Southwest Washington Medical Center, says the symptoms can as well.
Typically, people will describe it as a pain or a pressure with sweating, possibly nausea, short of breath, lightheaded, weakness.
People can also get pain in their back, jaw, or just feel weak, and the feeling can vary depending on your gender.
Women's symptoms are a little more subtle than men's. I'd say women's symptoms may be less pain and more weakness or nausea, or they often will describe sharp pain, maybe more like a stabbing.
Dr. Subocz says it doesn't take long for your heart to go from healthy to weak.
Well, what happens during a heart attack or a myocardial infarction is these little blood vessels on the heart, the coronary arteries, which feed all the blood to the heart muscle, and they're depicted by these little red vessels here. One of them gets blocked suddenly and causes the symptoms we were describing.
Cardiologists say patients can get through a heart attack without doing much damage if they act quickly. The key is recognizing the symptoms and not being afraid to get help.
That's why it's urgent to get help immediately, and if we can get that heart flow reestablished into that blood vessel within an hour or an hour and a half, there can be virtually no damage as a result.
Another key factor to surviving a heart attack is what you do when you or a loved one experiences those symptoms. Tomorrow on the 5 o'clock news, we'll tell you why it's so important to call 911 when you experience heart attack symptoms.